Hello everybody, we're going to be talking about QRC 721 tokens because there is a lot to unpack here and many social media influencers like to gloss over this, make some wild speculation, and then move on without any kind of supporting details or anything. So that is my mission. That is what I'm going to do in this video. I just really want to break down what this whole thing is because I really want to crack it open. With my opinion, obviously. This is all my opinion. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice, yada yada. Let's move forward. I'm going to do exactly what these guys do. I'm going to read these articles. I'm going to explain them, unlike them. And then we're going to break open what this really means for the rest of Quant NFTs and what the future holds for Quant NFTs, in my opinion. So here we go. Overledger 2.2.12 makes NFTs easy. Overledger now provides users the ability to create QRC 721 non-fungible tokens and deploy them on the Ethereum Polygon XDC mainnets. Basically saying here, they're only able to launch on Ethereum Polygon XDC at the moment, but in the future there will be advancements and obviously these will be added to. So Overledger Tokenize, one of our premium APIs, enables even those with little to no development experience to create, deploy, and manage the next generation of secure interoperable tokens and digital assets on supported networks. Users can interact with Tokenize through the easy-to-use UI Quant Connect to deploy and view their tokens. Once deployed, MDApps can call various functions to read data and initiate transactions to interact with the tokens via the QRC smart contract. So essentially what this is saying, very surface level article just like introducing QRC 721 tokens. It's saying they have a very easy to use UI. It's very easy. They are utilizing their Overledger APIs. So API just basically being like a translator essentially to help communicate with the other blockchains. And yeah, that's basically it. It's easy to use. We're launching QRC 721 tokens. It's basically what they're talking about. They're saying, yes, Quant NFTs are a thing. And we're going to go to the next article, and I'm going to break this down a little bit better once we read through this article written by my boy Martin. Right, this one has a lot more information on it. So, unlocking the full potential of NFTs with QRC 721. ERC 721 has a few limitations. First off, security can be an issue. So we're talking about the problem here. And I'm going to tell you what ERC 721 is if you don't know. For those of you who do know, bear with me. ERC 721 is basically the Ethereum rulebook for Ethereum NFTs. So if you're making an Ethereum NFT, it has to follow the ERC 721 rules. And QRC 721 is just a quant version of that. So they follow all the same rules as ERC 721, except they have a few more that make them QRC 721 rules, essentially. So the problem here, Ethereum rulebook has security issues. Secondly, ERC 721 tokens lack interoperability and are unable to interact seamlessly with blockchains other than Ethereum. So yes, there is ways to interact with other blockchains through bridges, etc., but they're unable to interact seamlessly, which basically means it's not easy. Of course, auction sites at marketplaces like Rarible, OpenSea, and OpenSea allow users to mint NFTs. However, these platforms are not made for enterprise use. So what does that mean? Well, it means they already have the solution out there. The solution to launch NFTs, mint NFTs, is already out there on platforms like OpenSea, Rarible, NFT marketplaces / launchpads. It's already there. The problem is, do you trust OpenSea? Do you trust Rarible? What builds trust? And why are enterprises going to trust this platform over those ones? And I'm going to tell you why. So we have these three pillars right here. We have security, interoperability, and ease of use. These are the three things that they are selling us on. So security being a big one, obviously. Why would we trust the security of QRC 721 Quant Overledger over OpenSea? Well, the big thing is obviously Gilbert Verdian, the CEO of Quant, has an amazing resume. If you just take a quick glance at this, you don't really have to look long to understand. MasterCard, Ministry of Justice, all working in securities, I'll add. HM Treasury, obviously Quant, HM Government, UK Parliament, Federal Reserve for the United States. The list goes on. It is absolutely outrageous how good this guy's resume is. I just want to put that out there. If you guys want to check this out in more depth and check out his CV and everything, GilbertVerdian.com, spelled like it sounds. Here it is. You can spell his name right there. Add a .com, and you're there. Pretty great. So basically, I'm going to trust Gilbert Verdian over, say if I made Overledger, my resume is not nearly as impressive as Gilbert Verdian's, right? So that is probably the biggest part in business and for technology adoption is the team and CEOs' resumes and their backgrounds. That's very important. So keep that in mind. Obviously, interoperability, you're going to be able to communicate with different blockchains, and ease of use. It's easy. Everybody likes easy. Down here, just saying kind of what they're going to be used for. Obviously, when it comes to NFTs, for enterprise use, we're talking about tracking supply chains, tracking luxury goods, etc., etc. That's basically what they want to use NFTs for. Ownership of things, objects, real estate, the list goes on. The biggest thing we discussed here was security and interoperability. But why would a company choose Quant and Overledger over something like VeChain, right? Over something like another blockchain? Because obviously they have good resumes too, of course. Like all these big companies, they tend to have a good backing, and that's why they're so successful. There's got to be more to it. There's got to be more that Quant is selling people on that's going to make them adopt Quant over these other businesses, or adopt Overledger, that is. And I'm going to start by explaining this with an analogy, so bear with me here. I want you to imagine blockchains as companies that build multi-tools, right? So each company builds their casing for their multi-tool, and each casing is going to be different. Some are going to be bigger, some are going to be smaller, some are going to be different shaped, whatever. Ultimately, they're all cases and they all hold a finite amount of tools. So all these blockchain companies, they're trying to make the best multi-tool they possibly can. They want to make it so it looks the best. They market it the best. It has the best feel. It holds the most tools, the most important part, obviously. So as a consumer in this multi-tool industry, I have 5 problems. I go to the store, I look for a multi-tool that solves all 5 problems. I see it, I buy it, I take it home, solves all 5 of my problems, and thereafter solves more problems. And it might work for the next 5-10 years. Very unlikely that I'm going to not run into a problem that, it can't solve. But eventually, I am going to run into that where this multi-tool does not suffice. It's not going to work, right? Because there's eventually going to be some kind of problem that multi-tool cannot solve because the tool isn't provided, and the corporation or business could not find space on the multi-tool to add this new tool, right? Or the case just fully isn't compatible with that tool. So that's the problem we run into with blockchain. If a business comes up and they choose a blockchain, they're eventually going to run into the problem where there is this next innovation in blockchain that their blockchain can't support. Therefore, they have to move blockchains. And this is a very obvious thing to me. It is obviously going to happen. We've seen it with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin originally launched, we've seen this new innovation where you have programmable money, and it's amazing. There could be nothing better than this. Oh wait, smart contracts. Okay, now we have the next level of thing. And if you think there's not going to be the next development, you are out of your mind. There's definitely going to be the next level. There's always going to be the next level. And you guys have to be ready for that. So we have to be ready to think, okay, there's going to be this next level of innovation, of next level blockchains that are going to be able to out-race, whatever you want to say, that are going to be able to beat out these other blockchains, and these other blockchains won't be able to keep up without changing their blockchain, without making a new blockchain, etc., etc. So they're not going to be able to be compatible with this next level of technology. So how can a company ensure that they'll always be on top of the tech? Overledger. I'm going to give you guys a really good example of this, actually. That Quant, this deal a couple of years ago, Quant made this deal, and it is exactly this problem that we're seeing right now, and they offered the solution, and it worked. So Quant Network and SIA successfully tested blockchain interoperability. SIA, what is SIA? SIA is a technology development company for payment systems. So what does that mean? Well, SIA has a bunch of financial institutions and businesses under it that need technical development for their payment system. So anything to do with finance, SIA has the tech to support that. So in terms of transferring funds, organizing funds, etc., they come in with the tech. They're a middleman in a way. They have the tech, they have the connections. They come, a business or bank says, SIA, we need this solution. SIA says, okay, I have this, this, and this. Which one do you want? And they say, okay, we'll take that one. SIA sets it up, and everybody's happy. Saying this, SIA also works in blockchain. So bank says, we need this solution. SIA says, okay, I have this blockchain solution for you. It's going to work perfect for all 9 of these problems that you just told me. Perfect. For the next 5-10 years, this blockchain works awesome, works terrifically. But there comes the day, just like the multi-tool, when that blockchain can't solve the problem. So what now? Well, simply, that blockchain has to be changed out. And how do you transfer all the data from the past 10 years that this company has put into this blockchain into another blockchain without interoperability? You can't. You can't. So the solution, the simple solution, would have been to initially go through Overledger, use a blockchain solution that is compatible with Overledger, and therefore, if the next thing comes up, if that new tool, that new shiny new tool comes out that business wants to integrate into their systems, well, you just use Overledger, you reach over to that next blockchain over here, and you grab that tool through Overledger and integrate it into their systems. As simple as that. Why would you put all your eggs into that one basket, into the one blockchain, when you can simply go through Overledger and not run into those problems? It seems like a very simple solution to me. So that's essentially what happened. SIA partnered with Quant and has incorporated Overledger into approximately 600 financial institutions instantly with that one deal. How amazing is that? That is fantastic for Quant. It is a very important deal. Obviously, not a lot of cryptocurrencies, Web3 companies could make a deal so massive and incorporate, like XRP, XLM, love them to death, could not make a deal that would incorporate them into that many businesses that quickly. So it's just crazy that Overledger managed to make that jump so quickly. But also, it really shows our scalability issue, where if those companies who run into those problems would have just went through Overledger initially, they wouldn't have the problem of wanting to move blockchains and not being able to. Very simple solution. So, Madsen, how does this involve NFTs? The same premise applies. The exact same premise applies. If a company wants to track their luxury goods, they want a scalable solution. So when that next shiny new tool comes out on blockchain, they can incorporate that into their NFT solution. Because inevitably there is going to be the next shiny new thing. We all know it. And if you don't think that's true, you're crazy. There's always going to be developments. There's always going to be innovation. We should always be prepared for that. So the way to be prepared for that is for these businesses to adopt Overledger. So as soon as that shiny new tool comes out, Overledger adapts the Overledger to that blockchain, and voila, they get to use that tool. Other than committing to the one blockchain, committing to their VeChain, whatever they are, to track their luxury goods, and then getting screwed because VeChain's multi-tool case, using our analogy, isn't built to support that next level of tools, right? So guys, that is my little rant on QRC 721 or Quant NFTs. They are not going to be the next, Bored Ape Quant Club. They're not going to build a new OpenSea. They're not going to have the normal street-level consumer, entry-level NFT stuff. They're here to support enterprises and are here for enterprise use. So with that, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. This is going to be the end of the video. If you guys like this, make sure you subscribe. Also, I'm giving away $100 in XLM to everybody or one person at 1,000 subscribers. So if you want that, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one.